Hey, today I'm going to be reading some more of the chapter called Daffodil, which is page 48. It's about, I don't know, a third of the way down. And yeah, about a third of the way down. All right. So Ben had now become my boyfriend over the summer. He heard my predicament and offered, why don't you stay with me? It was a dumpy little rundown studio with a bathroom he shared with another tenant, but I figured it would be bearable for 2 weeks before I left to go live in the dorms. He was serious about our relationship, and I was not. He took me to his hometown, a seaside town in southern Oregon, and walked me through his favorite state park with flowers in full bloom and told me, I want to marry you one day in this park. I was touched but screamed inside, I haven't gone to college and this guy's not a professional. I was carried away by his charm and romantic flair, but I was just not as into him as he was into me. In the first week of staying with Ben, we had loud, passionate, orgasmic sex continuously throughout the nights. I decided I would have my mother meet me for lunch one day, and she could see where I was staying for a few more days. I wasn't quite ready for Mama D and Ben to meet yet. I planned for her to come after he had gone. That morning, Ben had the day off, so we had wild sex in the position he seemed to like best, me on top. We had an hour before my mother's arrival. After a few bong hits and with the music of Pat Benatar's Heartbreaker shrieking, we were in a heated sex session, with the bed rocking and banging the wall over and over. All of a sudden, I hear a knock on the door, and Mama D's voice say, "Push, Pat." The door comes open near the foot of the bed, and Mama D walks in, greeted by Pat Benatar singing her heart out. She turns around as she realizes what she has just walked into and begins backing out the door with a small, embarrassed voice. I will be back in a while. I'm going to park the car. The door creaks and closes behind her. I freak out. I can't believe she just walked in on us. It is her fault. She should have come on time or waited to come in, he points out as he walks away, butt naked, to the shower. I am left in bed, humiliated, embarrassed, and scared of what Mama D will say. Ben is in the shower for a few minutes, and Mama D comes back. Yoo-hoo, are you ready for me? She barges in the door again. I lie in bed, not knowing she would be back so quickly. I am still naked and sweaty from the heated moments before. She comes over and sits on the edge of the bed and says, I didn't bring you all the way from India for this. I was confused and speechless. What? Was I not supposed to have sex because I came here from India? She never spoke another word about it, not at lunch, not ever again. I was left wondering what she meant by that. That was a really embarrassing moment and embarrassing to read. But, my mom, she had such high expectations of me ever since I can remember. She had these incredibly high expectations and thought that I was going to be something so amazing and perfect and all this stuff. And I think she was so disappointed when, here I was in this dumpy little studio apartment having sex with some guy that I didn't know that well. And it was not exactly what she wanted from me, and totally understandable. I mean, I'm 17, I'm getting ready to go to college, and here she is having to see that. So I get it, but it really did mess with my mind that she said that. I kept thinking, God, what does that mean? What does that mean? She didn't bring me from India for this. And at the time, I really thought, does that mean I'm not supposed to be having sex? Is that what that means? But now when I look back, I go, she probably just thought, she's 17. I didn't bring her here to be with this kid that's just a stoner and living in this dumpy little apartment in this town and just the situation she saw. But I took it so differently than what she said. And it just confused me so much. Like, did she really think I wasn't supposed to be having sex? I just, and it's funny how when you're a teenager, you hear words out of your parents' mouth and you twist it around in your head, and you sometimes, see it in a different way than what they see it. And you question it in a different way than, and don't really understand what they mean. And your parents don't really want to talk about it. So that's kind of the situation I was in. And I'm not proud that that's how I was living at the time or what I was doing, but I think there's a lot of us that do things that we're not proud of when we're teenagers or in college or high school or whatever. So anyway, that's all I have to say today, and I hope you're all having a great day or a great evening wherever you are, and thank you so much for listening. And I am, from the bottom of my heart, I am very grateful for you to listen and just support me. I appreciate it.